Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So, today I am going to be doing a little full cut crease action. Not a half cut crease, not a halo eye, a full cut crease. So, the first thing I'm doing is priming with my P. Louise base. I used the like 0.5 one, I think. If I used one that matched my skin, it would be more like 2 or 2.5, whatever. But I do use a lighter one just so that everything pops a little bit more. Anyways, so what I'm doing is just taking a very cool toned pink. I'm using the Carly Bible palette for this. And I'm just taking that on a very fluffy brush and just fluffing it and blending it out. Yeah, I wanted to do a super neutral, all matte look today, which I usually don't do all matte because I just can't stay away from the sparkles, but I convinced myself to do this. So hopefully you guys like to see that little bit of variety. I know it's not that big of a deal that I'm doing an all matte look, but I do love the glitter and I love to sparkle, so it's a little bit hard for me to do that. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking the brown, it's a cool tone brown as well, and I am just buffing that into my outer V and then along my crease and then just bringing it up a little bit to mesh in with that mauve color. I am using a different brush. It looks like the same one. I think I just used two that were from like the same set. But yeah, they are different. Just blending out those edges, and then I'm going to go back in with that mauve brush and just dust that eyeshadow over top of the brown just to make sure that it really blends. Then I'm taking that white, it's like a cream color, it's not really white. It's like an off-white, I guess, like a yellowy white, which is kind of gross, but yeah, I'm doing that underneath the brow bone. I'm also going to cut the crease with that after I cut the crease, clearly, like with concealer and primer and everything. And I did start doing a trick, I think, in this video, but it might not be in this video, where I take, yep, it is, Vaseline, and I just kind of wipe away the extra product on the eye so that you can have more of a clear base. Still, it will leave like a little bit behind, but it makes it so that there's a lot more just of your skin tone showing through instead of that brown underneath the concealer, so you don't have to use as much concealer or primer or whatever you're using. And then I do take my concealer still, but I don't have to use as much. This is just the instant, can't talk, instant age rewind, and I just use that, and I just buff it out with the brush. A lot of times I'll go in at the end and like pat it with my finger or a beauty sponge just to make sure that everything is smoothly laid. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So, just a side comment right now. I'm interested to know what you guys are doing, if you're states or countries or whatever. Oh, sorry. Or on lockdown today, my state will be going under lockdown. Which is a weird feeling for a few weeks, probably more like a month or more, I'm guessing, but yeah. So it's just a weird feeling, if you know what I mean. So, anyways, now I'm going in with that creamy color that I put underneath the brow bone, and I am just cutting the crease with that. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Why did I say that? That's my primer. I was like, why is that color so creamy? That's the primer. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I shouldn't have went off on that little tangent because I lost my place. But yeah, so I'm just blending out the primer apparently. Now we're going in with that shade. And I'm just using a big brush for this. It's just a Wet n Wild brush. And I'm just applying that all over. It's really quite easy to do an all matte look because you don't have to spray your brush, you don't have to do any of that. You just kind of set it on a wet base, and you're good to go. So then I'm just taking the brown shade from the palette again, and I'm just really creating like a very contrasty kind of look with outlining the very edge of that white so you can really tell that it was intentionally a cut crease. I like to do that. It makes your eyes look more defined and everything too, which is nice. So that's what I'm doing there. Then I'm just going to clean up under my eyes, both of them. My oven just was preheated. Then I'm going to take my Wet n Wild eyeliner. This is a really nice eyeliner. Honestly, I'm surprised that it's only $4 or $5. Because it works just like the Stila one, honestly. I mean, I still love the Stila one, don't get me wrong. But this one is such a fraction of the price, and it's actually so good. So the only thing is when my eyes get watery, sometimes it like separates a little bit, but my eyes are always watery, and that's kind of always been a problem for me with eyeliners and such. So now I'm just evening out those wings. I always just make like a line, and then I will just fix it with a wipe, which is so much easier than trying to get it like exactly the same with the eyeliner, because then you can make bigger mistakes and whatnot. So now I'm going to do my face real quick. This is just really sped through because, I mean, the whole thing is sped through, but it was more sped through here because the face makeup is not what it's about. So the first thing that I did was I took the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, not the foundation, the primer. And then I'm going in with the Specifica foundation, which I really end up loving, and I've been using it ever since. And it's been about probably almost a week since I've used this, since I've made this video, and I've been using it since. So I really enjoy it. I have to get a couple different colors because I am self-tanned right now, and right now I have to mix it with stuff too. I was also self-tanned right there, but I just didn't care. You can tell that my arm's a little bit darker, but that's alright. You don't hardly see it, so it's all good. And the sponge I'm using, by the way, is the Equate one from Walmart, and it is so good. It's so surprising, but it's so good. Then I'm just using the same concealer that I used earlier, the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. I used to love this one, but now I think it's a little bit too thin, and I don't know, I just don't really love it. Then I'm taking the LA Colors contour stick, and I'm just going to contour my face as well. I do blend out the darker color first because then you can fix any like mistakes, or if it looks too harsh, then you can just blend the concealer into it. So that's how I do it. So you can already tell, like, when I start blending this concealer, it's going to look like a much more blended and seamless contour than it would have if you didn't do the concealer after, if that makes any sense. My head is pounding right now, like literally. Cannot stand it. So then I'm putting powder underneath my eyes just to bake it. And all the other areas. And then I always just go in and dust powder on the rest of my face too. The powder that I'm using is the Wet n Wild translucent one. It's the one I've been using the most lately because it's so good. And you get a huge tub for like $5, and it's such a good deal. Actually, it might be like $6 or $7, but who really cares? But anyways, yes, just buffing that out now. Then I'm going to bronze. I cannot see what I'm using for bronzer, but I think it's the Stila contour shade, and I'm just going in with that and bronzing / contouring it all the same once at the same time. Adding blush, highlight, and then I throw on some lashes and mascara and a lippy, and I'm done. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!